Welcome back, everyone, to the Verizon NA Game Changers Series 1, day number 5 here, as we just wrapped up map number 1 on Icebox in this lower bracket final between FlyQuest Red and Decimate Gaming. And my God, Shift, Decimate Gaming really impressing us with some really solid teamwork and synergy.
Yeah, I mean, it comes from a variety of forms. Obviously, that may be one of the best Reyna performances in Icebox that I've seen in recent memory. But it just comes down to the same elements that we were talking about from yesterday. It's not just Zan. The way they're playing post plants, both from the offensive side and how they're playing retake, is looking particularly great. And I know in that first half, it kind of felt like a moment there where FlyQuest is about to kind of streak together a couple of rounds and maybe step away from it. But man, I'll tell you, the Decimate defense looks so much better in terms of playing what I think we all assume to be a more offensively heavy comp, you know, especially compared to what they did versus Shopify on this particular map. So just from all accords, much better performance and a great map 1 win for Decimate through and through.
Yeah, in my mind, this Decimate team, I think one of their biggest strengths is just their ability to really well execute on a comp. Even if they just have like a simple idea about it, I think they do the micro of what makes their comp good very well. For instance, in this one, Zan and Rise very consistently got a lot of value with these Gecko and Reyna flashes working together, with those pushing through harbor walls, stuff like that. It's clear that they know why they're picking into these comps and how to execute on them, and that was really punishing FlyQuest, especially when Zan was going 28 and 19 on the Reyna. I mean, you said it, Shift. You don't see Reyna on this map very often, and when someone does pick it, they've got to play well, and I mean, damn did Zan play well.
And just look at the layering, and that's maybe kind of the thing that has missed in the past when we see Reynas on this map, or just Reynas in general. I mean, you're dealing with things like a Dizzy, who can obviously kind of distract a little bit from how fast a hit's going to come, to either wait for it to fade away or shake off the blue goo. But on top of that, you've also got the Harbor, which again, the layering behind that with things like High Tide is so darn good. And the Cove placement, again, isolated sites so well for Zan to be able to move through the map a little bit more freely. And then, I mean, at one point we were talking in the green room, like, how many 3+ kills per round did we see from Zan? It was a lot. I mean, 3Ks, 4Ks, and that just goes to show that, again, yeah, Zan's taking a lot of eliminations, but it's passing through Viper walls. It's finding ways to use the High Tides. It's just really good isolation and control of the site that's allowing the Reyna just to do what she wants.
And I mean, you saw in that reel, like the full first half of it was Zan killing flashed enemies, because the setup and the way that they played around this comp was really good. Icebox is a map that you can really get away without playing a dive agent, but I think it can be a lot harder to pick how you want to scale, especially over towards A when you're on attack without it. I thought the layers they had to scale into that site, playing off that cascade, then reclaiming the Gecko Dizzy, and kind of sending in that next layer, it was all really well done, and was really punishing FlyQuest, because they kept wanting to get players like Dodonut entrenched forward on A, fight for that space, which I did think was the right idea, to try and get ahead of this comp and not get ran over by the hits. But the way that Decimate was punishing it was really impressive to me.
Yeah, Shift, you talked about how on that first half, we've already discussed the team synergy that we've seen from the side of Decimate, but we definitely saw some hero plays coming out from the side of FlyQuest that made that first half swing and get a lot more rounds on the board, because for a while there it did look like Decimate was gonna have a really lopsided half, but we did see those hero plays come out.
And it's an interesting fashion, because for FlyQuest, they are actually, and current whoever's still standing in the tournament, they have been one of the best teams when it comes to participating and winning rounds that they're in like a half-buy situation. And we did see that a lot as well. So there are elements where it's just like, you look at this FlyQuest team, and Starbound in particular, who we also framed up at the beginning of the series, saying that could be someone that could be an issue for Decimate. Now, I think the thing about it was, you know, as much as we could sit here and talk about some of the heroes, these were also some mistake-heavy rounds by Decimate, like whiffing onto Starbound there. 5 players looking at the exact same thing to allow Lace to get the freest flank she's ever seen in her life. So there are elements of, yeah, great for FlyQuest to be able to rely on individuals to clean things up, but I think those were kind of consequential of Decimate not really covering their bases the way that they should have. So I think that, you know, arguments aside, you could put together a really strong debate saying that Decimate probably could have 13-6'd the overall map. So I think there's a lot of conviction on both sides. You know, it just comes down to Decimate still are vulnerable to making some big mistakes.
Absolutely. And that does kind of worry me to an extent that FlyQuest had to rely so much on the individual plays in this one. Because the next two maps we're going into, I think Decimate play quite similar. They run a double initiator comp on Split. We saw their set plays, the way that they scale and set up set. All of that is very comparable. And it's the same case when they go into the Sunset map, where they, again, are playing a different comp, but a very similar style to what they had on Icebox. And if FlyQuest can't figure out a way to get ahead of that and are, again, having to rely on these late round clutches, I mean, that you need more than that. FlyQuest is the team besides Shopify that has, I think, the best collection of individuals in the Game Changers scene. But Decimate is playing like a team right now, and we need to see more of that synergy from FlyQuest going into these next two.
Now, as a reminder, this is a best of 5, the first time that we've seen a lot of these girls from Decimate playing in a best of 5. And Shift, you called this in the pre-show that Split is a really fantastic map for FlyQuest, and we only saw Decimate play it once yesterday, and it just wasn't a great showing for them.
No, not at all. And I think the thing about it was there was just not a lot of opportunity for Zan to get involved. 8 and 16, not the result and stat line that we often kind of attribute to seeing Zan play. We're on the other side. When you look at FlyQuest, they have kind of had their way on this map, save just one match back near the beginning of the year in one of the close qualifiers. So they did drop this map to Shopify Rebellion. But again, we're talking apples and oranges when we're talking about Shopify Rebellion compared to a Decimate, or at least coming into today, we thought so. So I think, overall, there are some really interesting elements to how this map may play. And I think just generally speaking, this is a map that defensively has been kind of a playground for the side of FlyQuest Red, and I expect that to kind of be the same again.
I will say, though, coming into today, this is likely the map that Decimate focused the most on this morning with VOD review, and maybe even what they were playing in their warm-up scrim, because they played pretty poorly against Passion Project. One round on their defensive side was won in that game. So they've definitely been putting this map under the microscope. On the other side, though, to talk more about FlyQuest, the team that needs to bring themselves back into this series, instead of that double initiator that we've been talking a lot about for Decimate, they play what's kind of become the NA meta, this solo Sky comp.
Yep.
It's a good comp. It's what most of the Tier 1 teams are playing. The struggle with it is no more Sky refreshes on the flashes, which makes it a little more difficult when you're playing defense to time when you're re-clearing space, when you're fighting forward, and what you have left into your retake. Defense is definitely the weaker side for Decimate, but I actually think they showed us some good stuff on their attack, and if FlyQuest doesn't have the right util, they're making some of the same mistakes as map 1, there is definitely a world where Decimate can still turn this around.
And the other thing about this, and this is maybe one of the byproducts of what we saw yesterday, no Viper for Decimate, which I think was a big attribution to why that defense half was so poor for them. So they have to rely on carry, they have to rely on Rise to really pop off here.
Well, I'm getting word that map number 2 on Split is ready for this lower bracket final, so Vansili and Riv, take it away.
Thank you, Smix. And yeah, I actually do want to go into the hopium, the copium right now that Mimi and Alan has been talking about here on the desk, where you might turn it around for Decimate in this lower finals against FlyQuest, because I have to look back on the last few days when I've watched Decimate play. I was like, it's not too bad, but it's not the best. But after they had this upset against Passion Project, and now a dominant win on their attack side on that first map here against FlyQuest on Icebox, it definitely shows that they've been in the lab. And when they've lost 5-13 against Passion Project on this map, it was a lot of how PP, or just in general, were able to just deny this raise and breach combination, where Zan would maybe overheat on the attempts that she's trying to take. And hopefully that's changed. If not, FlyQuest should be able to read into this.
I mean, there's already a trap play mid. Sandra's in the corner. Literally just has been for the 15 seconds staring in the corner. So, yeah, trap plays all around here. They're expecting each other to play into it. We got a fault line for B main. Bada boom.
Yep.
We start off. Are they going in to see? Okay, yeah, they got delayed hard.
Not after that.
Mid push hasn't come out though. FlyQuest still staying pretty timid in male, just to hover around that area. And it's just going to be cam check and slight movement back and forth here for Starbound to make sure there's no big rotation. DCM's causing the re-clears though. This is what Mimi was talking about, right? There is no utility for Sonder anymore. It is gone. So
still a good read.
It's still a good read. They have the right positioning, but they're going to have to really be good on these angles. To get over.
Yeah, because he used a full end beginning, though, they still have another satchel for another re-entry towards the site. So maybe they're waiting for that exactly there. So they do this a lot, and Donut staying behind it, gets the first blood onto Zan, instantly traded out by Carry. Lace now, holding back the B site as much as she can for the rest of FlyQuest to move forward. A 1-for-1 once again. Beautiful system moving out from FlyQuest on that retake. As you put Misu alone, 70 HP on a 1 versus 3. Looks back. There's that first pick, but Donut scores halfway through the ult for 4K in a round for the pistol.
I think you made a good point there, is that the stack was right for FlyQuest. You're feeling more comfortable to be at that site. If you are going to get the Sky utility fully out, you still have the numbers there to cover if the rush comes in. And that FlyQuest hit. Really nicely done there. Okay. Just keep on swinging. That was more of a drift. Just pulling the E-brake there as Stoto came around the corner. 4-0. Just 4 away from the ultimate already there. Stingers and a Spectre with 2 Sheriffs for DCM here. So with the, was it 3-1-1, Spike goes down. And they're just taking a little bit of space. Trying to draw out Thea.
That's one thing at least, though, Riv, as we see the farm of orbs going on the side of Rise that are really putting a lot of importance into the breach. Oh no, that's a nice little dual one there by Mluo.
Dang,
that's gotta hurt. That's gotta suck.
Sky, yeah. Can they retrieve that? I don't think so. They don't even want to attempt to, getting so deep into the mail area right now. Yeah, still a trap on mid. Is this kill is gonna be nice? They're gonna get fault line back up, do the regular hit. Just what? Just ate it. Okay, I know I didn't see them peek.
and here's the thing, though. So that's what I was trying to say here. From pits around into this one, they're doing a great job just on minimal utility to really waste out FlyQuest utility until they have nothing left to hold on the actual hit from DCM towards the site. There's a flash, though. A little bit of blind coming in from both sides, but the advantage still from FlyQuest. Until these pistols comes in, there's Carry left, a 1 versus 2. All classics in a Sheriff. So much damage against FlyQuest. You're going to take this so far. There's going to be some damage done. Carry's going to get heard. First contact comes out from Starbound. They managed to keep these last 2 weapons alive, but that's a big W for DCM there.
Yeah, that got crazy. Decimate has a love for that B protocol so far, and they're good at getting into the site to start the trades. It's just FlyQuest has been there on the first shot a few too many, or I say 2 rounds now, but on a few too many of the first shots once they are getting into fights. Guns, though, this is definitely going to be a tough one for FlyQuest here. Like you said, they lost a lot of members, but still have those 2.
Fault line for Vents.
Look, yeah, they're seeing if they can get this vent trap play in their favor now. But no retaliation. Oh. That timing, though, is very big for Zan to communicate.
Scout destroyed. They
know they have FlyQuest on the run and disrupting a bit of their defensive positioning, so it's only a matter of time for Zan to just kind of work this. Yep.
Comes down on a read for sure right now from FlyQuest. Knowing the fault line came from A into Vents, and they heard the satchels in the smoke. The split is starting towards the A side. And when Shift mentioned there's no Viper here, they could still use a Cypher to cross and work back towards the mid. Until this swing comes out, that might be the call here for them to potentially try to work towards that B side because numbers are dwindling down on that side. And Lua's trying to walk forward. The timing on Lace. The peek out. He's got to call it right now. There's a fake smoke. Walking forward while the rest are executing towards the A side. So that's a free gun. And there's that push forward from the judge. So you had no information on the A side for FlyQuest. As now you finally see, because they lost that Omen on that B site, they're hitting the A side hard. Beautiful utility to flush out Starbound and get dropped by the judge as well. This might be a call here for Lace to save this Vandal or to do a lot of damage because they're going to buy no matter what in the next round. Nice shot by Donut as 3 players are left alive here for DCM.
Oh, this judge around the corner too. They do have 2 flashbacks.
Oh. Right, not only can you make it expensive, you can potentially win the round now. Both of them jiggling forward. Lace is alone. There's that first swing out. Nice little pivot back for Rise to move in with Carry and make sure they secure the round and don't get ecoed.
Good damage from Sheriffs, a Stinger, and a Spectre from FlyQuest there. DCM are able to pick up the round. They lose a few. We'll see what they can do with the Vandals coming into this one. Lace's weight there. I know a lot of us would be like, nope, I missed this. Because it feels like it. You saw the crosshair swinging back and forth a bit. And you got to give it up to Zan again. Already rampaging around with the Judge to pick up a few there. And now the ults. Very much on deck here for FlyQuest. One orb away from Donut and Lace. Again, the 3-play mid for the trap.
Was there only enough money for one satchel? Because it feels like it was. I didn't really hear or see her second one, and because of that, the gap was easier here for the players on defense to just set up the crossfire. Smoke comes down, Carry answers back, showstopper right at the feet of Misu, spraying through the smoke, another falls. Emlu alone, the lurk cannot be activated, and they'll just stop DCM in their tracks. Watch over the spike. As a high-low, a drop on hell, Dota again. Another dude today in the 4Ks coming out from both teams. It's gonna be a fun series of multi-kills. I
am excited. You can already see this fight's gonna be going down big time for our duelists here. All right, Dodo Nut stepping up a lot this map. All right, Zan, you were a playground last map. This is my playground this time. Great cleanup. Then through the smoke coverage coming in, we're able to help each other out really well as Thea's there. Giving a little quasi-global security with the smokes. The 1-3-1. FlyQuest seems a little more timid here. I would too if a Rolling Thunder and a bunch of stuff's going to be coming at you this round.
Yeah, potentially.
Way further back in these sites. Not that push-up trap play for mid. So great read on the state of the game so far. DCM now has to figure out how they get close enough to make these work if they want to on a save.
And seems like FlyQuest wants to respect that Rolling Thunder that you mentioned no matter what here, because they're playing far away from the range and the radius of what a Rolling Thunder could do. Ball line comes first, Snakebite and Pain Shells just to deny DCM's push on towards Mail. Dog's going to find a little bit of information here, but look at that pivot coming out from FlyQuest all the way out towards the A site. For Decimate, they just want to cut noise and re-hit here. Again, potentially with the Rolling Thunder. The thing is, there's no scan. There's no dog. Off angle being played by Thea on the top of the garbage. But B Heaven's about to get under control. Nice spam by Lace through the smoke so that Thea could continue to focus up towards B Heaven. Here comes the audio cue. The first kill coming across. Going on both ends. Misu trades back with a double kill on Stinger. 16 HP left. Spike is down. Misu seems to be too far away to try to pick that up, and Thea is going to be able to get that second one in the round.
Really nice read, really nice play, and man, FlyQuest must be smiling ear to ear that they saw they got a Rolling Thunder out of that round from DCM. It really didn't hit anybody, one, but it didn't cause any problems for the round. FlyQuest pick it up, and they don't have to deal with that on a gun round where Decimate's going to feel a lot more confident backing each other up. So they do call a timeout. I mean, if they get that round, I think FlyQuest is feeling a little weird, but I still think they have enough money to buy. So it was a big gamble there for Decimate.
Yeah, sorry to cut you, Riff. Just wanted to add on and piggyback on that as well. It's just like the DCM seems to have a good idea of what they want to do behind the Sky, the Breach, and the Raze working together for mid. Because the fault line could be coming from anywhere, but they could choose where they want to hit. Either it's a fault line towards Mail or on B Heaven. FlyQuest have been semi-passive, but reacting a lot as soon as the fault line comes out, because they know that behind the fault line, the Raze is somewhere there. So I feel that after this timeout, would DCM want to try to change the pace where they want to play a little bit more contact towards mid? Because remember, they have great players with great aim now, and they could potentially go for that, just the simple buddy system of trading out for contact.
Well, I mean, I agree. I think DCM needs to just do a lot more altogether. Like, show different looks with that buddy system. Fights they've been losing in 1v1s. We haven't even seen an A-lure come out on ramps yet. Like, there isn't going to be the Viper there, but we still see Cypher lurks do that. Go up, peek, and just mess with everything a little bit. Still another B play here to start off, read by FlyQuest. They are ready to attack back.
Oh, they want to flash peek. Here comes that timing on the contact play, but unfortunately it's not there. Donut with a swing on the second one. Zan trades back onto Sonder. Donut's alone, and the paint shell's going to push the last two players away. But Spike is down. They were just looking for a big execute for DCM, not only on contact. They definitely got caught off guard. Paint shells now, pushing one away. But everyone's just spraying through walls here. It might come a time where you might want to try to pull back a little bit here for FlyQuest, especially when you don't have Sky to heal you up anymore.
One enemy remaining.
Contact plays on them both, and
There
Lace
it
is the one picking up the 2 kills.
The Thanos read. That was ridiculous. Like, the timing to a T. You couldn't have gotten Decimate into a more committed to position to right before they were like, okay, go. It was the pause in the play. Absolutely crazy stuff from FlyQuest to hit that window on Decimate.
We're talking about Thanos having a time stone on that one to be able to read that correctly.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Just saw it. Doctor Strange was like, this is the outcome of this round. Choose this one. Absolutely crazy stuff. All right, 5-1 here. Decimate is just getting snuffed out on these rounds, which doesn't give them an answer of how to do the next one, how to play against this pressure FlyQuest is bringing.
Hey, Lace is starting to activate here, and when Lace is starting to activate, somebody's scary to play against. Wall bang with a transfer, anticipating where Mluo would be holding behind the boxes. And yet, despite this being a lower buy that you have for Decimate, you're going to take all that confidence for these shots that you're currently hitting here to bring this over. This is also, remember, a BO5. Mentioned it at the desk. A lot of the times, this is probably the first time that we're seeing most of the players from Decimate having to play a BO5, so resiliency is going to be very important, especially when FlyQuest are going to start waking up and they could drag this series to that map number 4 potentially. Flash forward, Spike picked up, 2 versus 3.
Oh,
dude,
no!
that. I didn't even see a red outline. That was just a spray that lines up to.
The first jump in for Rise was a gun pickup. I think if it was a spike, they would have been out.
Yeah.
Good to go. Good to go. That's unfortunate that the spike was so close to the gun there.
I just realized that the ramen bowl looks a little bit like a crab.
Oh, no, it's absolutely a face going like, blah, with like ramen spilling out. Yeah, the eyes are eggs. The deviled eggs.
I agree.
All right, here we go. Into sight,
Showstopper.
duelist style.
Not actually clearing out towards the top of heaven. They're trying to use that showstopper towards the end. Look at all this ping, though. Easy kill for Sonder. The second one running out of bullets, but Starbound's down to run out from screen with the wall on defense. It's like, oh, wait, there's a Sky update. I can't turn the flash anymore. I can't fake flash, so let me just bounce it into a wall, into a brick, and turn away on the right timing. Nonetheless, those spikes down. 5-on-3 for the defensive side of FlyQuest. Even alert coming through towards middle. Flash to try to get information on Decimate's side. Oh, no. Thea's going to get caught for sure. They're going to try to get the TP out. So clearing out towards the vents. They move towards the B site.
Oh, they put 3 on it!
Yeah.
This doesn't always work.
I just saw this in a ranked game before.
You have to have 3. 2 doesn't always work. They're not gonna have to. They're not gonna try it. They know. Oh my God! They're literally
that is hilarious.
Huddling in the middle of the site on a spike.
That is hilarious. They spot the second one.
30 seconds left.
And
Last player standing.
owned. Last one to go. Mluo moving through and hit by Starbound. I swear I saw this in a ranked game this morning. I think it was like average Jonas and Woohoojin saying, you gotta be 3 on the spike. If not, it's your fault that we didn't get 3 on the spike.
It is. So you used to be able to basically stand on it right. And then they're like, okay, make 2 to make sure you can get it. And now he can still appear on either side of the 2 and be like, bloop, thank you very much. So if you stick 3 on the spike, you can deny from the shadows to land in the correct position. And you saw them were able to kill Mluo there. Really, really awesome that we got to see that, and super heady stuff from FlyQuest to employ that in the round. Here we go towards mid real quick.
I'm still laughing that worked.
That is awesome. It's so cool to see in a lower bracket finals.
Yeah.
To see a team commit to it, that's cool. Really awesome stuff. 7-1 too, and FlyQuest has room to play with. Right, they're vibing right now, so that is just gonna feel good that they were able to come out and win on that too.
Oh yeah, and that's why you're seeing all this confidence, right? Pushing out on extremities, pushing down towards middle to win the fight towards Ramen. They're vibing on the amount of kills that they're getting and just being comfortable running around this map. And I think it goes back to what Shift was saying. Like, I know that Shift was saying it's tough right now that for Decimate, you're leaving like the best maps in here for FlyQuest. I'm not even too sure which one is the real best map for FlyQuest so far, because when you're looking at the Game Changers, they're like basically 4-0 to 7-1 on this map, on Ascent, on Sunset. So even if you're looking at the long game here for Decimate, they have a very steep uphill battle to fight to try to get this upset victory against FlyQuest.
One enemy remaining.
It's gonna be tough. It seems FlyQuest is in their groove here, not allowing Zan or the rest of the team to get off the ground. Then you're right. Coming up, Sunset. It's gonna be another banger. I think we go 5 on this series, even with the strength this map is going.
I'm here for it.
I think teams just have to find their groove, and right now, FlyQuest is in that groove. Mid continuously being tempted by both teams, and they're ready to fight with it each time.
Poison's off.
A lot of this B focus coming back from Decimate, though.
I mean, look at that delay. An orb to a snake bite to a smoke to another snake bite. Showstopper out towards male. Oh, we've satcheled away. Great bait there from Zan. Execution on the B main, though. A 1-for-1 make that a trade in the advantage of FlyQuest this time around. Spike down out in the open. Delays from the paint shells. Reposition from Dodo Nut. She's actually even holding back towards the spawn to allow these two players to flank.
Oh, they're giving that space, but they're about to attack.
There was a sidestep, but it wasn't hurt, so this allows now Lace and Saunder to get that backstab. Lace, once again, another multi-kill round 2 in this one as FlyQuest are up by 8 rounds.
Interesting, Decimate only playing again for this. They're kind of sticking on the same protocol without realizing that FlyQuest is doing so much to change it around, right? They've kept Thea on the box. They don't really play Thea at the pillar because of a fault line. There was a smoke there for Emco to go and smoke Heaven in a round where Decimate was actually focusing mostly B main, which would have cut off a big angle from looking vertical to low in Hell that you have to aim at. So they need to cut off some of the disadvantages that they have in sight. All right, Saunders starting us off this round and creates more disadvantages for Decimate. That's crazy.
Yeah, and you saw that kill that came out here from Saunder. I mean, we'll hold the thought for a bit. Actually, maybe we'll just talk about it because Saunder just gets 3, has the Seekers, flash for info. They know that Rise is towards that front because of that fault line. Look at them! They're just knifing around, jumping around the site, getting the trade, 4K in a round, give her the ace. Last one there with the backstab, picks up the spike. Even if Carrie's going to try to run towards this B site, I mean, they're trapped. There you go. 10 in the round. So I just wanted to mention real quick, Saunder getting that first kill onto Rise behind the fault line, and she even held the distance far back enough in case Mlua threw a paranoia on top of that. So they're really reading into the spacing that DCM is trying to take and using just the extremity of that space to capitalize on kills. And that's why I was mentioning before, like when you have Rise playing with Zan with this Raze and Breach combination, I feel that all the teams so far, or the teams they faced off against, like Passion Project and here FlyQuest, they have the good read on that.
Yeah, knowing exactly how that attack is going to try to get themselves in. Yeah.
Okay.
They don't know. They don't know.
Yeah. Flash doesn't give much. That could be towards Hell. Now they'll know a little bit. Actually, that's a hat coming out here on the attack. Starbound hasn't had theirs out yet. At least Thea was able to get one before she got dropped. And here comes the counter neural theft, giving information of where the attackers are. And then Mizu could do the same thing because she's got Seekers now. So that's going to help into the mid-round, to the mid-round, to the mid-round. As we're spamming across on the Seekers, that's one on top of Vents. The second one went out towards Heaven. So DCM wants to re-hit towards the B site. Blaze pushed all the way forward, had an opportunity there. But is forced to fall back. ADS shooting and breaking a dog. The lurk comes out at least. It comes down to the last 40 seconds of where Carey could actually activate the lurk.
Oh, that's timing.
Oh, that's a Sonder win then. Because not looking towards a main. They'll Hilda rotate across. She's definitely going to hear this across.
30 seconds left.
There you go. She's already looking down towards the ramp. Off angle ready.
Win on both sides.
Last player standing.
Oh, no. And that's not Spike. Rise goes for the fault line. And now to fight back towards the heaven. It was going to be a double-to-double in a 1 versus 1 with no time, but now it's winnable for DCM. There's Carey with the third in the round. Saves it for Decimate.
Huge shot by Carey. Carey
Switching
invited
sides.
into the third-party fight there. That was just a shot from Sonder to say, I'm fighting your teammate. Carey's like, whether or not, I'm still peeking you. Gets the shot, gets the kill. Great read here to be able to take out Leia, as well as Decimate play it a little bit slower, but a bit more in the department of teamwork on that one, behind each other to pick up the kills, reset, and go for it again. Nicely done there at the end by Carey to solidify the round. 10-2.
Yeah.
For the first half is pretty nasty after the loss they just suffered.
Yeah. Would have been a different story, though, if Sonner actually did get that kill onto Rise.
Right? Tap, tap.
Yeah, but sometimes you just want to count on your luck here to solidify the round. So DCM gets that one. A piston round can hopefully change things around on the defensive side. Lay's trying to set up here for just a little bit of noise towards this B site. You see this Molly being thrown, or the ore being thrown towards the B main. So they could activate for a late lurk here.
Little walk-in entry potential.
But there's a trip in there.
It's going to deny it a lot. Trailblazer Heaven, and they're stacking A because, like you said, that info, that utility B can allow Decimate to know that they are in a good position right now.
I mean, the read from DCM feels like they think the hit's still coming for a mid to B. The fault line was prepped up to go across here into vents and also towards the B heaven. And look at that, they're still looking at that again. So that's less numbers inside the A side. Zen just got picked off. Now a head-to-head, Starbound wins that one. You heard the flash coming through. They know the breach is solo now inside the site. Moving in with the power of numbers. One is fully blinded, running across, hiding inside the smoke. They read it here. Thea's going for the right click to run forward. And before last right click connects right in the face of Rise. And they have a full roster
left
on a post plant.
One enemy
Last
remaining.
two now, spotted here by Lace. And last one even the smoke before it bloomed. A flawless round in the end.
Nice run around by FlyQuest. Like you said, even keeping Rise somewhere in the middle to be able to fault line both sites. All that attention was drawn to you for a moment. Positioning in sight, lost.
Enemy remaining.
FlyQuest come flying through with Lace in the end as well. Really well played.
This is a nice spot.
Setting up in a bit of the same formation for Decimate on defense. And they'll continue to, it looks like they'll continue, that is FlyQuest, to add a bit of this aggression towards B main to start. Show that there's a feint there, that they want aggression. They'll take a fight. They'll stop the push. Looks like Spike will focus towards A this side, though. So it'll be interesting to see if mid becomes that transition for FlyQuest. Hello, Zan. Little trap play coming in. Why not? We saw him do it on Icebox, pushing down mid as much as they could on defense to get themselves in the face of FlyQuest.
Yeah. On a lower buy, I mean, actually a force buy. Because you're now very close to map point for FlyQuest. 11-2 scoreline. They don't want to play for the overtime.
No way.
Can't do any mistakes here. Same trip comes out on that B main. Walking up. Trailblazer's going to clear it. Break it now. Here's a wide swing. Satchel in the back. Trying to get a flash to allow Donut to come through, and she doesn't care. Just wall bangs across and gets the kill on the Rise. Another one to fall. Another player's anchored inside the site. Nice surprise from Carey, who gets a second one with one single clip of the Stinger. But there's just too many bodies to play against. FlyQuest at 12.
I saw that.
Cool little hide there from Carey.
Let's use that.
And FlyQuest do get 12. Just easily cruising through split here. One of the maps we wondered about for Decimate, and if they would want to play it recently, 4-0 for the side of FlyQuest. Decimate only with one recent play that they were not able to get a victory on. So trying to come through, see if it was what worked for them. Maybe they could play FlyQuest on a map. And I mean, if Decimate was able to beat FlyQuest here, I'm sure that just absolutely would turn FlyQuest on their head. But it wasn't in the cards. Still, it's going to be a bit of a gun round for Fly with some low weapons. With this push together of an arsenal for DCM. They're pushing the line of scrimmage up. DCM's in a pretty cool spot.
Judge close. Does not connect. Starbound now keeping the distance.
Here.
Even gaining the distance as the satchel pushes Zan away. Rise also low on HP. The rest of FlyQuest, they've done a good job pulling out some players outside in front of B site. Only one is solo. Hit by the flash. Breaks the trip. FlyQuest moving in. Double flash moving forward. As we couldn't get the kill from Carry. Another flash across. Too much utility. Yet Carry still gets 2 kills. Pain Shells as somehow she's still alive in the site. Support coming out from Rise to swing out. A double swing coming in soon as it capitalizes on a 1-for-1. Judge long range does not connect. Starbound now on a 1 versus 1.
Spike down B.
Rise at 27. Stinger versus a Bulldog.
Ring around the rosy.
The sting or the bite. As it's gained by Rise. 4 in the round. As DCM led the fight another round.
I set him up to fail, and they throw it back at you. Beautiful stuff by DCM to keep this one alive. They got to keep throwing haymakers, though. And these rounds are going to be bloody, I feel like. FlyQuest is going to be throwing themselves at these kills, at these trades, knowing they got a bit of room to work with here. Money's not going to be there, though. We're in the second half, so we're just pretty much starting out on building economy right now. It is going to be buys here, but this round could flex it over for DCM for a few in their favor.
Yeah.
They get the W on this one.
This is definitely a big swing round. Of course, for FlyQuest, a victory for DCM to continue to build the economy and put FlyQuest on an eco. You hear the dog coming in to clear up towards the top. Oh, it's out in the open, but at least Donut turns around for the trade. Spikes down, that will readjust Decimate to take control on the top of B Heaven. But FlyQuest could still split rather towards the A site.
Just alert. Sound is known, but not how many are known.
A bit of a wide swing there to try to clear out towards the back of the site. Camera's still up at the same time. It's not pinging anybody, so they get all the information. So they know one's running towards the screen, one planning for Heaven. Camera once again still up. We'll spot 2 heading towards the hell. So FlyQuest have to readjust. Pain Shells, delays, hat being thrown out. 3 players now spotted in the site. Can't hide from anything so far. Beautiful utility coming out here from Carry. Here comes a flank from behind. Carry inside the smoke, gets that pick onto Donut. But Lace is still alive running across. A drive-by, a 1 versus 2. Both players are low. Oh, the Satchel cannot get the connect. Starbound with a 5 HP swing. And we get another victory. Well, actually, the first one for FlyQuest to tie up the series 1-1.
You're not wrong, though. It is victory number 2.
True.
And we have a series. That's what we love. This is awesome stuff. FlyQuest, they probably weren't too happy with Icebox, and they come out firing here on map number 2 of Split. A map we wondered if Decimate was going to be able to show us something. They didn't have anything more than what they kind of ran with, maybe thinking they fixed a lot of the stuff that was going to be the issues, and maybe they did fix their issues, but FlyQuest didn't care what your issues were this game. They just weren't going to get to map 3 either way, it seems.
Exactly. Definitely looked like Decimate was running out of gas there after that first map victory that they got on Icebox. But hopefully, they'll be able to fuel back up here after the break as Sunset is up next.
Red Bull gives you wings.